For the last time, men are not intimidated when you make more than them. Some men mind, some don't. That's the only answer you will need for most questions asked on Reddit about dating. I'm not sure a post categorically stating that men don't mind is any more helpful or thoughtful than a post categorically stating that, yes, they do. This will forever be a some are bothered, some are not situation. I've dealt with being the higher earner for a long time. Men it didn't bother in the beginning can get touchy down the road when their friends or family bring it up often, or as we've discussed longer-term scenarios such as the purchase of property or being a stay-at-home parent. Men who were mildly uncomfortable at first, and then realized it didn't actually affect them in a negative way have changed their minds in the opposite direction. People are different and react differently, so instead of arguing about who theoretically cares and who doesn't at the beginning, perhaps the questions should be more about how to communicate openly as particular scenarios arise. Where can I apply to be a house husband? Where's my sugar mummy? I like cooking and cleaning. MOCD. Yeah, it's kind of dumb how so much stuff across dating gets generalized lol. Like no, as a high earner with a few degrees myself, I'm actually very attracted to women who make a lot. While I might not speak for all men, I think it's safe to assume I'm not the only one. Common sense could put a lot of dating fears that people have to rest. Yes, the hive mind of men. I make enough that I'm comfortable and I'm happy in my job. If you make more than me, cool. If you want to force me to forever be climbing the ladder, continually bartering more and more of my happiness away for ever-diminishing financial returns, no thank you. Number 2 is a major thing, I mean huge. Number 1 can be an issue on occasion, but not nearly so much. Unfortunately, I'm not sure this is empirically true. It seems like relationships where the woman earns more than the man are much more likely to end in divorce. https://divorce.com blog who initiates divorce more text equals in 20 about 20,292,520 of 20 present a 202.92520 chance 20 of 20 divorce. I suspect part of the problem is there are women that fit too in the sense that they look down on men who make less, behave that way, and then view the responses as men being intimidated. I have had the opposite experience, so I would have to disagree. Men I've dated who make less have always been bitter, made jealous comments, and money always seemed to be a major issue. Kudos to you for not caring, but it's a valid question as many women experience this. I was poor throughout my teens and early mid-20s, so every girl I dated made more than me almost. Not once did I ever feel intimidated by it. I didn't ever think about it, didn't care. They often did and were unhappy with it. But I never discussed it with them or said anything negative about it. Because I genuinely didn't care. I now make 5x or more what my girlfriend makes. I still don't care. Is this comment section a good place to say I would welcome my partner to make more money than me and have PhD? Agreed. I've dated plenty of men who made less money than me and they didn't mind. But pretty much all of the men I've dated who have made more money than me have let me know that they would never, ever date a woman who makes more or even close to as much money as them. I had one guy dump me after 6 weeks, because I had more money saved up in my bank account than he did. Yes, he actually told me this. I made about $50,000 per year at the time, and he made $200,000. His previous girlfriends had all had minimum wage or very low-paying jobs. He wasn't looking for a stay-at-home wife, and one of his requirements for a relationship was that she had to work. But he seemed to prefer women who made 10-15 per hour. Meg, unfortunately you're wrong here. Some men are bothered by this, and I would argue most are not, but there are definitely some men who are intimidated by women who are doing better than them. I've known men who's intimidated by my diplomas even before I got a job, and men who's intimidated by my family's social status. Also men who's intimidated by my higher income. Even men who's intimidated by my English proficiency. I live outside of USA. Some are intimidated by the fact that I have experience living abroad, and some of them even become aggressive or even violent after and only after they learned about my background. Some of them specifically told me that it was because of those reasons I mentioned above. And here is one man that claims to resemble all men in the world. Yeah, if I hadn't had bad experiences where women didn't treat me equally in a relationship because I earned less and didn't respect me, then I wouldn't care how much a woman makes. The sad truth is that for a lot of women who earn more, they'll just never respect a guy who earns less. They'll deny all the day long, but when push comes to shove, they treat you different. In the same vein, men aren't intimidated by strong women. Men are put off by insolent women. Of course some men care. This is a dumb post,